co-pilot. If this is your first time with us, we're glad to have you, and I hope you're all doing well today. Alright, today we got an interesting one. We're going to be trying out a couple of new add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to be trying out the BeyondATC, and we're going to be trying out FSFO and seeing how our new co-pilot works out for us here. So we're going to be giving FSFO a check ride today, and we'll be grading them at the end, and we'll be using BeyondATC services today and seeing what we got going on there. I'll have the ATC voices on premium, and I'll set the auto respond voice to our FSFO first officer, and we'll see how that works out for us. So we're not going to get into each one of these products individually. I'm sure everybody's pretty much seen the interface and how it works by now. We're just gonna jump right into it here and do a test flight and just see how it works out for us and the issues that we're having and whatnot. Just add our little 2 cents to the community and see if we can get BeyondATC being the best it can be. Alright, so let's get right to this and not waste any more time. Now we also have GSX running. FSFO integrates with GSX, so we're going to be using GSX also today. So let's get in our cockpit. As you can see, everything is cold and dark. We're going to go from cold and dark to cold and dark and see how our co-pilot does. We have it set up so he's going to do everything. I'll take care of the flying and the radio. He's going to set up the aircraft systems and take care of the FMC and deal with the GSX. So we'll see how he does at that. So let's get this show on the road. He should be arriving any second.
Good afternoon, Captain.
Afternoon, sir. Now he'll go and get our jetway hooked up. Oh, they want me to make a choice here. There we go. So he's bringing the jetway into place and stuff. He's going to power up the aircraft and get the batteries, start warming up the systems. There he goes. Now he's going to wait for our systems to power up. I always throw on the air engine bleeds because I don't know why, but for the death of me, I can't get the co-pilot to do it. There's some things me and this co-pilot don't see eye to eye on, but I think we're working through our differences. So we're not going to rush things here. We're going to let it play out the way it wants to play out, and we're going to see how it all goes. Can get our ATIS while we're waiting.
Boston Airport information.
Altimeter 2989er. Landing runway 15 right. Departing runways 22 right, 2733 left. Advise on initial contact QL information kilo. Logan Airport information kilo.
Okay, Logan information kilo departing runway 22 right. He's running through all our tests. And I think our initial altitude is going to be 5,000 feet today. Actually, I know it is. Let's get our flight directors turned on here. He is setting the IRS selectors now. And the hydraulic pumps.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
He's called in the catering vehicles. Then he's gonna load our FMC from SimBrief. And we can see our catering trucks arriving. You can see he's loading the FMC now.
Are we good to start programming the FMC?
Yes, go ahead.
Alright, I'll start loading the route now.
So he's loading our route into the FMC from our tablet. Our fuel and payload. He's going over to get the route. So he's taking care of all of this. All I've done is set the MCP. Went and got our ATIS. I might as well get our IFR clearance. Boston Center, Air Canada 2110, Gate 17, would like to request IFR clearance to Toronto Pearson Airport.
Air Canada 2110, Boston clearance, cleared to Toronto Pearson Airport, Highland 7 departure, then is filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 133.0, squawk 171
Clear to Toronto Pearson Airport via Highland 7 departure, then is filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 133.0, squawk 1713, Air Canada 2110.
Air Canada 2110, read back correct. Contact ground 134.05 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Contact ground 134.05 when ready for push and start. Air Canada 2110. So we'll go in and plug in our 17, what did she say, 1713. So there we go, we got our IFR clearance, got our ATIS. I'm expecting runway 22 right, but I'm not sure if that's what we're gonna get. Maybe they'll send us to runway 9 as our flight plan planned, but we'll soon find out. So our co-pilot is out doing his walk around. He's got about 2 minutes left on that. We've got our IFR clearance, we got our ATIS. I think we're in good shape here. So I'll go down to the FMC. Let's go to our departures. I'm gonna plan for 22. What did I say we were going to go on? Let's go have a look here. Yeah, I'm gonna plan for 22 right, and we'll see what we get. 22 right via the Highland 7 departure. There we go. You might have to change that. Our pilot should be done his walk around in about 30 seconds, and then we'll start passenger loading. Catering's done. Passengers have all their munchies.
Aircraft looks good.
The gate agent is ready. Are we okay to start boarding?
Yes, we're all set up here.
Boarding requested.
Okay, so the first officer gave her permission to start the boarding. We'll leave that window up there. They're going to want us to get ready for a pushback. He's finishing setting up our performance init and getting our wind data on the FMC. Gonna bring the throttles down to neutral.
Passengers boarding starting.
I think we need ground power. Got an alarm going here. So I'll take care of that. He should have took care of that. We'll have to dock him a point for that. Just getting our lights on, resetting our fuel flow. Just got our auto brake set, testing our stall warning. He'll do a GPWS test. And he'll set up our heads display. Heads up. Setting up his FMC, clearing the cautions.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested.
Navigation transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Set.
Parking brake.
On.
Fuel control switches.
Cutoff. Departure briefing. It will be a left seat takeoff. The reported runway conditions are normal. Taxi route is per ATC instructions. We'll be departing on runway 09er, climbing via the departure procedures to an initial altitude of 5,000 feet. Standard reject and emergency procedures apply. Any questions?
I'm good.
Completed.
Pre-flight checklist complete.
Okay, now we just have to wait on passengers. Doesn't look like he's setting up our takeoff references there. I'll go and do that too, I guess. Maybe he left that for me on purpose, so we won't dock him a point for that. Go plug in our trim. That looks like 4.6 right about there. Good enough. And I'll plug in our V speeds. I'm not going to set up a noise abatement procedure today. We'll just do a normal takeoff. Sometimes I would go into the climb page and set up my departure profile speeds for comply with noise abatements, but today we're going to go straight out. We'll bypass that. And I did set our squawk right. Yes, 1723.
All aircraft be advised, information Lima now current, altimeter 29er 89er.
Altimeter now 29er 89er. We have that, check. Now have information Lima. Go listen to that ATIS one more time here. See if they changed the runways.
2 right, 2733 left. Advise on initial contact, you have information Lima. Logan Airport information Lima. 14540. Wind 0905 at 14, visibility 10. Ceiling 3600 broken. 4800 broken. Temperature 10. 2.06. Altimeter 29er 89er. Landing runway 15 right. Departing runway 22 right. 2733 left. Advise on initial contact, you have information Lima.
Okay, looks like they're still using 22 right, so we'll see what we get. Passengers are almost there. We're just letting it run out on its normal time. We're not going to rush it. We want to see how this FSFO plays out.
Hello, sir.
Saying good morning to the passengers. Good afternoon. Good evening, I should say.
How are you?
It's like after 5 o'clock, so it's good evening. Should be a sunset departure, I guess. There we go. Passengers are on board. Do you want to release ground power? Not yet. Jetway is being thing. Should have closed the door. That's okay. I'll take care of that. We got our door closed. Yes, we do. All right, we can. Oh, he's gone ahead and started it on himself. He started the pushback flows. Our pre-start flows.
Dear passengers, this is to inform you the aircraft doors have been closed. In order to push back on time, all passengers
Looked
must
like the
be seated with
jetway
your
came back
seatbelts
up.
fastened. All luggage must be stored in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. The cabin
Not sure
crew will
why
be
our
asking crews to make
jetway
their
came
final
back
safety
up.
checks before pushback. Thank you and welcome aboard.
I'll send that back. I'm not sure why our jetway came up. He's starting our APU. And he's transferred us over to our APU gen. He's getting our fuel pumps on, hydraulic pumps, packs, recirculation fan, anti-collision lights on, ground power disconnect. Is he disconnecting ground power? Yes, he is. And he removed our chocks. He'll clear our cautions.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel 16338 pounds.
Check.
Passenger signs.
On.
MCP. Speed 0. Heading 0. Altitude 0.
Yeah, for some reason my
Takeoff
PMDG
speeds.
broadcasting
V1,
is not
1, 3,
working. You
6.
can't read the
VR 138.
MCP,
V2
but that's
1,
okay.
4, 4.
Check.
CDU preflight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim. Anti-collision lights. Before start checklist complete.
Okay, we're all disconnected. We're ready to contact ground. We're ready for pushback. Okay, we'll bring up our GX window. Let's go ahead and contact ground. Boston ground, Air Canada 2110 with information Lima, gate 17, ready for push and start.
Air Canada 2110, Boston ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southeast, Air Canada 2110. So we got our pushback clearance. Window keeps going away from me. Our ground crew will get us ready for pushback.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And we are ready to be pushed back.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Are our parking brakes set? They indeed are.
Locking gear.
And we want southeast, so we want our nose to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Releasing parking brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Can tell our co-pilot to go ahead and start engines.
Starting engine 2.
And there he goes. Start valve open. And 2 active. He just engaged the fuel. We have oil pressure.
Engine 2 started. Engine 2 cut out.
Waiting for engine to stabilize.
Starting engine 1.
He's doing good so far. Couple little
Please set parking brakes.
setting and brakes.
Unlocking gear.
He's doing good so far. I've only had to go and correct a couple of things, but we can tweak that.
Engine 1 started.
Got a good start.
Engine 1 cut out.
There it is.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Roger that.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Clear.
All engines stable.
All engines stable. There's our pin. I'll go and set our flaps. Not sure what that was about there. Interrupting pushback. Close that. A pushback is done. Get our flap set here. There we go. He started the taxi flows. He's setting up his MCP now. FMC, I mean.
Clear on the right.
Start our
Clear on the
clocks. Left check.
Before taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
Probe heat.
Auto.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brakes.
Rejected takeoff.
Flight control task. Full left. Neutral. Full right. Neutral. Full back. Full forward.
Check.
Brake test.
Test our brakes here. What's going on here? Yep, we got brakes.
Before taxi checklist complete. From the flight deck, this is your first officer. Want to take a few moments to welcome you on board and thank you for flying with us this evening. We're already en route to our assigned runway and expect an on-time departure, so just sit back, relax, and we'll have you in the air shortly.
There's our cabin announcements. We can go ahead and get clearance to taxi. Contact ground. Boston ground, Air Canada 2110 with information Lima, ready to taxi.
Air Canada 2110, runway 9er taxi via Echo Bravo Kilo Mike.
Taxi runway 9 via Echo Bravo Kilo Mike. Air Canada 2110. Okay, so we did get a different runway. We're gonna have to go and fix that. So I gotta do my takeoff speeds again. So that all looks good. He didn't put in our cruise altitude either. So that's done. Good thing I caught that. And we redo our V speeds. 149. Okay, we got our new runway. So let's go see what we got going on here. Let's bring up our Navigraph charts. Alright, he instructed us to taxi Echo Bravo Kilo Mike. So here's Echo. We're going to text it along Echo. There's Bravo. We're going to go along Bravo. Whoop, down this way Bravo. To Kilo. Cross Kilo. To Mike. And that's our runway 9 right there. So nice short little taxi. Right there. Echo, Bravo, Kilo, Mike. So we're good to go there. We'll close that and we can get underway here. So yeah, he's been going through the flows and charts automatically. That's good. Now we weren't told to hold short, so we're not going to hold short. We're going to cross right over. 2-2 right. I'm surprised he didn't tell us to hold short because they said they were departing and 2-2 right, but he gave us runway 9. So runway 9 it is. Here's runway 22 right. He didn't tell us to hold short, so I'm crossing.
Air Canada 2110, contact Boston Tower 132.22. Have a good day.
Contact Boston Tower 13222, Air Canada 2110. Good day. Get on mic here. And there's our runway 9. Okay, he started our before takeoff flows. Then we'll do our before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Set.
Trim.
Set.
Transponder.
Set.
Cabin crew. Cabin crew prepare for takeoff.
Notified.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Okay, we're good to go. I think I've got everything set up here. I've just double checked so we can contact Tower. Boston Tower, Air Canada 2110 with information Lima, ready for departure, runway 09.
Air Canada 2110, Boston Tower, wind 095 at 14, fly heading 090, runway 9er cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 090, runway 9, clear for takeoff, Air Canada 2110. Good day. Why doesn't the aircraft want to move? Oh, I set the parking brakes. Oops. Which means I didn't set them before. So we're going to set power 40% here. We're going to do a rolling takeoff here. Once we're lined up with the runway. There we go. Toga. Forward pressure.
Set.
Check.
Speed alive.
Check.
80 knots.
80 knots, release the forward pressure.
Rotate.
Now our first officer should engage our LNAV, VNAV.
feet. Lateral navigation. Vertical navigation. Autopilot.
Autopilot on.
Air Canada 2110, reset transponder. Squawk 171 tree.
Squawk 1713, Air Canada 2110.
Air Canada 2110, contact Boston departure.
Contact Boston departure, Air Canada 2110.
Engine start switches.
Off.
Packs.
On.
Auto brakes.
Air
Off.
Canada 20, Boston departure, Air
Off.
Canada 2110 through 2800.
Air Canada 2110, Boston departure, radar contact, clear direct claw, resume the Highland 7. Climb and maintain 15,000.
Clear direct claw, resume the Highland 7, climb maintain 15,000, Air Canada 2110. So 15,000. And we are... Whoops. Clicked my mic by accident there. And we are direct claw. So the so far my first officer is doing great. He engaged the LNAV VNAV. And he gave me a call out for the autopilot. Now he should take care of our lights once we cross through 10,000 and stuff and clean up the aircraft. And we're going to continue on our Highland 7 departure here. We can bring that up. And there's our departure. This tablet drives me nuts a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. And there's our aircraft there on our departure.
In preparation for landing, the captain has turned on the seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Coming up on 10,000, we'll see if he cleans up the aircraft. Have a look outside here.
Passing 10,000 feet.
We're getting 92 frames per second. Passing through 10,000 feet, he called it out, and he is indeed cleaning up the aircraft. So far he's getting an A. There was a couple little minor things there. He forgot to put in our cruise altitude and the whatnot. A couple little small things, no deal breakers, that's for sure. So far he's getting an A. Now BeyondATC has been absolutely on point.
Canada 2110, contact Boston Center 133.32.
Contact Boston Center 3332, Air Canada 2110. Boston Center, Air Canada 2110 through flight level 135.
Air Canada 2110, Boston Center. Good day. Climb and maintain flight level 300.
Climb, maintain flight level 300, Air Canada 2110. All right. I think I was a little late on setting my altitude here, so we'll reset that. Seems we're leveling off. Get our climb going again. And there you have it, folks. Our handoffs, our clearances from BeyondATC. That all has worked out fairly good so far. Nothing to complain about there. It's worked as prescribed. It gave us proper instructions and whatnot. That'll be a little bit different when it comes up to our approach and descent, but yeah, I'll explain how we're gonna deal with that when we get to that bridge, because the descent vectoring and all that still needs a little bit of work, but they have even before this flight and when I was starting the BeyondATC, there was an update, so they've been continuously updating it and tweaking it, and so things are changing rapidly with BeyondATC. So things might not necessarily be the same this flight as they were the last flight, but I'll show you how I've had to deal with our approaches and arrivals and whatnot. So I'll leave it right there. I won't I'll leave it right there. I won't bore you guys with a dragged out cruise flight. It's just going to be BeyondATC handing me off from center to center. So, but I'll bring you back before we get to the top of descent, and I will brief you on how we're gonna handle this and how I've had to handle it, and get around the vectoring problems I've been having with BeyondATC. So I'll see you back here in a quick second. later with the magic of editing. We are back. Okay, we're a little farther out. I brought you back a little bit early. Yeah, I just wanted to explain what was going on through this flight. I have it, my BeyondATC set to auto response, so my co-pilot is taking care of the comms right now. So I'll just bring you up to speed of what's going on here. As you can see on the FMC, let me bring that up for you here. Back on our main page here, up on the FMC, we got 109 nautical miles to our top of descent. Now, I haven't, if we go down to our legs page, you can see it ends at our transition. I haven't input any arrival information yet. So, yeah, this top of descent is just a relative top of descent. I need to input my arrival so I can get an actual top of descent, so I can get a proper descent profile going down. Now, in past attempts, if I leave it to ATC vectoring, yeah, it's awful. You know, I get on top of my transition and I'm still at cruise altitude, and I still haven't heard from them. So, you know, by the time they give me my arrival and my runway and everything, and, you know, authorize me to start descending, I'm going to be like 10,000 feet above. You know, I'll be crossing my transition out for my arrival, and I'm already 7,000 feet too high. So yeah, got to kind of get ahead of ATC on this, and so I'm going to show you how I use BeyondATC right now in its early release stage, and have a decent descent without having to try and dive down at 5,000-6,000 feet per minute there, and still interact with ATC. So yeah, I'm going to be watching for that TOD. You can see it's getting pretty overcast. We might be entering through some weather here. Let's go take a quick peek. What they're giving us for our arrival. Okay, our arrival, we got winds 140 at 10 knots. 15 statute mile visibility, so that's not bad. That's VFR. Few clouds at 5,000, few clouds at 8,500, broken at 14,000. So they're higher up clouds. Temperature 15, dew point 8, altimeter 2968. Okay, yeah, we got some changes. It looks like there's some rain in the forecast too. So, okay. We'll probably be there ahead of the rain. But as of now, it looks not too bad over Toronto. Got some high-level misty clouds up here. Things still look pretty smooth in the cockpit. And yeah, we got some pretty intense clouds. Those clouds are really attacking my FPS. That's for sure. And recording in 4K doesn't help any either. I'm probably losing like 10 to 15 FPS just by recording. So it is what it is. Okay, you can see on our display here, you can see our top of descent is coming up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to wait for ATC to contact me, because by then it's going to be way too late. I need my my arrival and my runway before I get there. I don't know if if they changed up the runways. What are we expecting? We are expecting runway 15 left, Ling 3 at Woozy. So Woozy is my transition. I didn't even put in my fixes, so let me do that really quick. Let's put in my Woozy transition. I'm going to put a 10-mile ring around that. Go in and put in another fix around my destination, Charlie Yankee Yankee Zulu, and I'm going to put 3 rings around that, one at 5, one at 10, and one at 15 miles. That just helps with my situational awareness when I'm on my approach. Okay, so I threw in some fixes there, coming up on the 40-mile range for our TOD. So when I'm about 25-30 miles out from my relative TOD here, I'm going to contact Boston Center and let them know I'm ready for my descent. They're probably going to give me my runway, my arrival, and they're going to probably clear me to descend to a certain altitude. I'm going to acknowledge them, but I'm going to hold off starting my descent, because once I enter my arrival information in the FMC, my relative TOD is going to change and move and become my my actual top of descent. And I'll let the aircraft descend via the descent profile. But I'll still engage with ATC. But I'm not sure what to expect, because fixes keep coming in, so they keep fixing things. So things are getting better and better and could change. You know, the way I react with it now is definitely, I don't think, going to be the way I'm reacting with it in the future. Because this, we got to keep in mind, this is an early access. This video is just let anybody know, even if someone at BeyondATC sees it, they can see the type of interaction that the community is having with their product. And just putting in my 2 cents. But I do like what the crew over at BeyondATC are doing.
Air Canada 2110, contact Cleveland Center 127.47, take care.
Contact Cleveland Center 127.47, Air Canada 2110. Cleveland Center, Air Canada 2110, flight level 300.
Air Canada 2110, Cleveland Center, roger.
Alright, I turned the auto respond off. I'll take over the comms. I'm gonna radio in. We're at the 30-mile mark, so you know, we're pretty good. I'll call him now and I'll set up my arrival. Boston Center, Air Canada 2110, ready for descent.
Air Canada 2110, Lane Tree, runway 15 left, descend to flight level 220.
Link 3 for runway 15 left, descend to flight level 220, Air Canada 2110. So now we can go over here to our FMC and we can set up our arrival, which is indeed going to be 15 left. We'll go ahead and take Onyx on the Link 3 via Woozy, and we'll input that. This time I'm going to go check my route, which is a good thing because I've got to fix this here. Got to pick one, so we're going to say 240 backslash 11,000 feet, and we'll input that and execute. So we should be good now. There's our vectorings, there's our approach, and there's our mist. Okay, so we got the FMC plugged, and you can see that that our top of descent moved farther away from us again. Not much farther, only a couple miles. We're back at the 30. This top of descent is now our actual TOD. Now, if you remember, he told us to descend flight level 220. I haven't started doing that yet. I'm maintaining flight level 300, and I'll let you see what happens with that. But I am going to adjust my altitude, and I'm going to bring that down right down to 3,000 feet, because that's where I want to be to intercept the localizer. I'm just showing you now how I'm working around the shortcomings of what I've found with BeyondATC so far. You know, and it's not a game breaker by any means, just a different way of doing it. I have full confidence it's going to improve much better, especially when the traffic and stuff gets here. And yeah, they're working on it. The updates have been pouring in, so yeah, they're constantly tweaking and updating it. So. But yeah, I just wanted to do this flight. Just wanted you guys to see how this is all playing together. So far, the first officer has been great. He's been doing good. He's managing the comms. He's, you know, the flight systems. Missed a couple little things. Right at this stage, he'd probably be getting an A+ if it wasn't for those few things. So. You know, we're not going to sound too soft here, and so we'll give him an A so far on his check ride. So our top of descent is about 15 miles out, and I'm still maintaining our cruise altitude here. Yeah, 14 miles, 11 miles now for...
Air Canada 2110, contact Cleveland Center 125.87. Have a good one.
Cleveland Center 2587 for Air Canada 2110. Have a good one. Cleveland Center, Air Canada 2110, flight level 300.
Air Canada 2110, Cleveland Center, roger.
Now you see he hasn't said anything. I haven't started descent. You know, I should be descending to 22,000 as per instructed, but I kind of ignored that. But I accepted the arrival and the transition and my runway and everything else. Just the vectoring part there. Now you see my aircraft is powering down, spooling down, getting ready for our descent. And I contacted center there, and they didn't say anything about my altitude not changing. No one's telling me to expedite my descent or anything. So. Which is kind of good until they get the vectoring down. Here comes our top of descent. We should get our descent profile. I'm basically doing a VNAV approach, but I'm still working with ATC. There's our descent profile, and we've started our descent. Now I'm just kind of watching to see, you know, do I start my, you know, click on the button and tell the my co-pilot to start his descent flow, or does he do the descent flow automatically? He's been going through stuff, flows and checklists automatic. I have it set to smart, so we'll see. We'll let it play out. Because I think he's got to advise the cabin crew, and they got to give an cabin announcement and whatnot. So yeah, we don't know. Let's let it play out and see what happens. If I have to tell him manually to start the descent flow, then that's not going to be a deal breaker by any means. But as you can see, I put the fix around our transition there. That's our transition coming up, woozy. If we look on our FMC, see, we want to be at 26,700, somewhere around there when we cross over our transition. If I'm waiting for ATC to vector me accordingly, yeah, it's going to be too late. I'm going to be crossing over woozy, and I'm still at cruise. So I'm going to be already behind the aircraft. We're not on cruise anymore, we're descending inbound to the youth, and at youth is where we want to be to 240 at because if we look over on our over on our charts here, and we look at our arrival, we can see youth. We got restrictions that we have to abide by, right? And yeah, going by ATC vectoring, I found it near impossible to meet these requirements here. So that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. So yeah, we got the sun coming down. We got a lot of cloud cover. But overall, not a bad flight so far, not a bad day. A few minor hiccups. But the biggest fail of the flight there, when we went off course a little bit there, that was 100% on me. That had nothing to do with the co-pilot or BeyondATC or anything else. That was yeah, that was all me. Yeah, I really wanted to give you a look. We're using a lot of things here, and just give you a look at how the sim is running with all these add-ons going. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, there's like 6 add-ons, and then there's OBS and the recording. Yeah, GSX on the ground, and I got the Flow Essentials going. So yeah, I got a lot of add-ons, and Navigraph charts, and yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Air Canada 2110, contact Cleveland Center 125.2.
Cleveland Center 125.2 for Air Canada 2110. See ya. Cleveland Center, Air Canada 2110 through flight level 203.
Air Canada 2110, Cleveland Center, roger.
And as you can see, we're right on our descent profile, and yeah, we don't have ATC screaming at us, giving us a number to call. When we get on the ground. So yeah, just trying to make it work, right? I knew it wasn't going to be perfect. This is an early release. The captain over at BeyondATC, just prior to the release, put out a video, and you know, he's told everybody what to expect and stuff. And I have issues with taxiing on the at Pearson International Airport too. I have no way of asking for taxi to the FedEx ramp at Pearson, because I don't know what BeyondATC is seeing or what it's calling that ramp, but it's not seeing it as the company ramp, it's not seeing it as the FedEx ramp. Even the numbered spots on the ramp, it doesn't see those, doesn't recognize those. It tells me those parking spots don't exist. So yeah, there's things, and that's a Fly Tampa Payware Airport. So yeah, I know why Captain and the gang over there didn't want to make it so BeyondATC connects to Navigraph, because Navigraph brings everything else in the sim together nicely. Navigraph charts and my Fly Tampa Airport scenery, Payware Airport, add-on airport match up perfectly. But like he said, everybody doesn't have Navigraph. But it would be kind of nice if we had the option to choose if you did have Navigraph charts, because
Air Canada 2110, contact Toronto, approach 128.8, see you.
Toronto approach on 28A for Air Canada 2110. See ya. Toronto approach Air Canada 2110 through flight level 157.
Air Canada 2110, verify information Yankee.
Air Canada 2110, confirm information Yankee.
Air Canada 2110, Toronto approach. Altimeter 2970, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 15 left.
Expect radar vectors for the ILS 15 left, Air Canada 2110.
Negative, altimeter 2970.
Altimeter 29.70, Air Canada 2110.
Negative, altimeter 2970.
Air Canada 2110 with the altimeter 29.70.
Negative, altimeter 2970.
Altimeter 29.70. Okay, there you have it, folks. I had to repeat that 4 times using premium voices.
All aircraft be advised, information Zulu now current, altimeter 2970.
In the real world, that would never have been an issue. First off, I never would have had to repeat the altimeter reading. I would have just had to repeat expect radar vectors for the ILS 15 left. I know because I fly GA aircraft and I know how to talk to ATC. And they wouldn't have made me repeat the altimeter like that 4 times. But I digress. So yeah, this is just to show you that's what this flight is all about. We're just testing it all out, right? And working with what we've got to work with so far. And so far, what I've seen from BeyondATC is pretty good. But yeah, the response and stuff, you gotta say it the exact way they want to hear it almost. Which they have programmed to hear it. Like I understand what Cap was saying about it being beneficial, that it is on the rails because things should be said the way they should be said. But as you could see, that's a two-sided coin right there. And you could have too much of one and too little of the other. So it's all about balance. And right now, that's what we're looking for, is the balance. And the purpose of my video here is to help the crew at BeyondATC find that balance. And this is just me doing my part. I did purchase the supporters pack, so I'm really trying to support them over there because I think this is going to be a great must-have product when it's all said and done.
Air Canada 2110, descend to 8,000 feet, altimeter 2970.
Descending to 8,000, altimeter 2970, Air Canada 2110. And see, I'm not changing anything. All I did was reply to ATC right there. And I'm just staying on course, maintaining my descent profile. But I did notice my first officer did not start the descent flow. He did not tell me we were descending through our transition altitude. So I did all that on my own. So let's tell him to go ahead and start descent flow because we're crossing 10,000. So he's gonna start the descent flow.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Or maybe the descent flow starts at 10,000, I don't know, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
LS set.
So he set our ILS. Let's go double check that and confirm that. 110.50, and what do we need? We need 110.50. So correct, he did set our ILS nav radios. So what do we want for the course? 147.
Set.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brakes.
Set.
Landing data. 146. Minimums 200.
Approach briefing. We're expecting the ILS approach for runway 15 left. The minimum altitude is 200 feet. The reported runway conditions are normal. We'll use auto brakes too. We can expect to park at gate 171. In case of go around, we'll climb per ATC instructions on the runway heading. Any questions?
I'm good.
Completed.
Descent checklist complete. Transition altitude.
Check.
From the flight deck, we've started our descent and should be pulling into the gate about 20 to 25 minutes. It's certainly been our pleasure to have you on board today and hope we get a chance to fly with you again on a future flight. Sit back, relax, and we'll have you at the gate soon.
Dear passengers, we have reached an altitude that requires all electronics to be turned off and stowed for landing. You may continue to use your handheld phones and tablets in airplane mode. Thank you.
Okay, so there you have it. There's our descent flows and checklist. They probably started around 10,000, I don't know. It's set to smart, so I should have waited until we crossed through to see, but I was also expecting him to call our transition altitude. That's the field you can see flashing down there ahead of us on our 12 o'clock.
Air Canada 2110, descend to 6,300 feet.
Descending 6,300, Air Canada 2110. Yeah, right down here. You can see the field. Trying to maintain 200 knots here, or 210, sorry, it's a little bumpy. But, yeah, good aerial view of Pearson. Our gate's going to be right about there. Gate 171. Which BeyondATC can't find that either. None of the gate numbers line up, match up with BeyondATC. So I'm going to work around that too, because BeyondATC can't find gate 171, which is our gate today. So yeah, I really wished it would have been really nice to see BeyondATC at least have an option to sync it with our Navigraph charts, because almost everything else in Flight Simulator comes together nicely with Navigraph charts. Navigraph charts is the icing on the cake for Microsoft Flight Simulator. When it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator, without Navigraph charts, it's like a cake with no icing. Just a cakey looking cake. It tastes better, it looks better, it's definitely more appealing with the icing. And Navigraph charts is definitely the icing on the cake for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it would have been nice to see BeyondATC have a way to connect and read Navigraph charts. But this approach is seems to be right and in order. Now I'm going to show you the vectoring at the end of our approach here too is been not too great, to say the least, for when it comes to we'll leave that at that for now, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. But I'm still going to work with ATC. We're going to use 30-degree flaps for this. Let's do 30 degrees. That's what I told the thing. But we'll go down here. We'll come down. Let's go to the next page. Let's copy Onyx into our scratch pad. We'll go back here. We're going to copy it in where it says vector here. And I'm going to connect my arrival with my approach. Execute. It's going to recalculate. Good. I got this, my altitude set for 3000 to intercept our localizer and glide slope. So our altitude's being controlled by our VNAV right now. I'm still on VNAV. I'm still talking to ATC. They instructed me to descend to 6,300. I'm at 5,600 now. But they're not yelling at me. And if you look over here and over here, you can see on both screens that I'm in check with still on my descent profile. So we're keeping everything within comfortable for our passengers, within safety limits for the 737-800 here. And we are trying to comply with ATC best we can. Pretty soon they're going to be starting to vector us, or expecting them to starting to vector us. But yeah, the vectoring was horrible. Like it was too late. It overshot me from you know, by the getting around, and yeah, it was just awful.
Air Canada 2110, leave me VPO heading 055. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 15 left.
Leave MEPO heading 055, expect radar vectors for ILS 15 left, Air Canada 2110.
Air Canada 2110, turn right, heading 120, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 12, vectors for the approach, Air Canada 2110.
Negative, turn right, heading 120.
Turn right, heading 120, Air Canada 2110. Now you see he's telling me to turn right. It's just, you know, he wants to teardrop me into the, you know, teardrop me and then turn me back around again to intercept the localizer. And it never does it properly. It's a cluster, I'm telling you. So I do it this way instead. ATC just told me to zig, but I did the exact opposite and zagged. But it'll work. They're still not screaming at me, telling me to get ready to copy. They're going to give me a number to call. But now I'm coming up to intercept the localizer. Kind of treat it like an RNAV. I'll come. We'll use an auto land for this one because I want to keep an eye on my my first officer here and BeyondATC. So I'll treat this kind of like an RNAV. I'll let the VNAV. We'll do a VNAV. Bring us around and line us up with the localizer, and I'll go ahead and engage my approach in second autopilot. But they're not instructed me to contact approach yet, so maybe they are mad at me because I turned left
2500
when they told me to turn right. Engage our approach, lock onto the localizer, our glide slope's alive. They're not telling me to contact tower here. And then when I look over on the screen, I don't even see a tower frequency. So bring it over so you can see it. Oh, hang on, let me slow this aircraft down. Damn, I'm getting behind the aircraft. Get the flaps down. Yeah, see, ATC's not telling me to, they're giving me ground. Oh, there's tower frequency. Toronto Tower, Air Canada 2110 on approach for 15 left.
Air Canada Canada 2110. Request not understood.
Air Canada 2110 on the approach for 15 left to land.
Air Canada 2110. Request not understood.
Alright, we're gonna have to ignore ATC. I broke ATC by turning left. I zigged when I should have zagged. But yeah, well, it is what it is. Let's get this aircraft slowed down. Let's get our gear down. See, I got all thrown off there.
Approach checklist. Error reference. 2-9er. 6.
Sorry for the noise, folks.
6-9er. Check. Approach checklist complete.
Get our flaps down. Get our speed down. I was gonna say, why the heck is that not shutting off? We got our land 3. So we broke BeyondATC on the approach because I didn't want to take its bad vectoring. Doing it this way worked yesterday. They handed me off to approach. Yeah, but today, even the frequency, the tower frequency, like to set it on, using BeyondATC wasn't, didn't even offer me a tower frequency, so I was too lazy to go look it up.
500.
And our first officer, we'll give him a B+, maybe an A. Yeah, probably more like an A. He did a lot of work. He did it all. He didn't do anything that ruined the flight, so we'll give him an A for FSFO.
200.
He was able to complete the flight. BeyondATC kind of, we bombed out at the end
100.
there because I didn't want to listen to their bad advice.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brakes out. Reverse thrust.
Oh man, we got an applause. I don't think ATC's applauding us, but the passengers like it. Going a little too fast to get off there. We'll shut that up. We'll get our flaps up. Speed brake down. We'll turn our auto brakes off. And we'll exit here. Whoa, that was a stutter. Okay, that never usually happens, but that was a big stutter.
Dear passengers, welcome to our destination airport. Please remain seated until all docking procedures are completed and the fasten
Our
seatbelt
first
sign is
officer's
turned off.
doing
On behalf
after
of our
landing
captain and
flows.
crew, we would like to thank you for flying with us. We hope you enjoyed your flight today and hope to see you again soon.
So ground's probably not, I wasn't cleared to land, so ground's probably not going to want to talk to me. It's going to pretend he doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Should we give it a shot? Toronto ground, Air Canada 2110, request taxi to the gate.
Air Canada 2110, welcome to Toronto Pearson Airport. No suitable gates for your aircraft exist at this airport according to your scenery data. Taxi at pilot's discretion.
Go figure, taxi at pilot's discretion, Air Canada 2110. Well, there you have it, folks. Toronto Pearson International does not have a gate suitable for a Boeing 7 or Boeing 737. But anyways, our gate's right there in front of us that I pointed out in the air. Gate 171 is right there. So we'll just go ahead and do like they said and taxi at our own discretion. We'll take Tango and then 7 there. And we'll go straight into ramp 171. Get her lined up here. I don't think I got a marshaller gonna marshal me here. Don't even have a gate suitable for my aircraft on this scenery. It's a Fly Tampa scenery. Yeah, we should be good there. We're within the red head hash marks there. We should be able to get the gate on there. We'll set our and we'll go ahead and instruct our first officer to start the shutdown flow. Did he turn on our APU? Yes, he did. Not sure what's going on there. Our gates are coming up. He wanted me to do the cutoff. There he goes, shutting the lights, hydraulic pumps, anti-collision lights, wing lights, fuel pumps. Engine de-ice off, hydraulic pumps, recirculation fan, packs off. So he's shutting it all down. Yes, to ground power.
The boarding requested.
Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps.
Off.
Probe heat.
Off.
Hydraulic pumps.
Set.
Flaps.
Up.
Parking brake.
On.
Fuel control switches.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Weather radar.
Alright, that's my pre-flight thing. Told me I failed my flaps on takeoff, which we know is not true. But there you have it, folks. A complete flight Boston to Toronto with the FSX and BeyondATC. ATC kind of failed us at the end there. It's done better for me in past flights. There's GSX unloading the aircraft. The passengers are unloading, and there you go. But we'll give our first officer a B+ to an A, more around an A, I guess. I'm still getting used to working with him, so we'll give him an A on this flight. Okay, I'll leave you there with some peaceful sounds and GSX there, ground services at Toronto here at Canada crew unloading our PMDG 737. So as always, folks, stay safe, and until next time, keep the blue side up. I'll talk to you later.